Five Out Basketball, 5 segments, 5 takes. This is the podcast for NBA conversations. This is 5 Out Basketball, and it starts in 3, 2, 1.
We will talk about that, and we're going to start transitioning in that because this is going to be a heavy playoff conversation podcast. So I was going to go down. There's going to be 3 segments coming from the playoffs. We're going to do the first round of the East preview, and then the West. We'll do a first round preview, and then we'll do our overall playoff predictions. And then we have some other stuff coming. Not going to spoil that just yet. Everton, are you ready to talk playoff hoops?
Yes, I'm so excited, bro. I'm so excited.
This is one of the best times of the year. I'm so excited. Let's get into this. And we're going to start off with the first seed in the East versus the 8th seed in the East. And I want to make this clear real quick for the East and the West. Since we don't know what play-in team's going to have the 8th seed yet, I'm taking one of the teams and Everton's going to take the other team for each side. So that's how we'll do the preview.
Yep. As of this recording, that last playing game hasn't happened yet. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, that will be taking place tomorrow.
Yep.
But we can talk Boston Celtics first. Everton, just how good is the Celtics team?
So I got the numbers right here.
Oh,
The Celtics.
I have numbers on deck today.
I
came ready.
Okay, so I only have numbers for that series. So, but just off the quick 2 numbers I always have when we do team breakdowns, Celtics have the number 1 offense and the number 2 defense. Go ahead and cook, Joey.
Yeah, and then even in the past 15 games when games didn't really matter to the Celtics because they're already locked in as a first seed, they still had the number 1 offense in those 15 games because I know you can look at the overall season, but I want to see who's hot heading in the playoffs. And the Celtics are still hot, but defensive rating currently 13th. I know it's going to pick up a little bit, but there's a team that's scoring buckets. And then I'm not going to break down all the numbers till we get game by game, but we know how good the Celtics are. They have probably the best starting 5 plus 6 man in all of the NBA. They are incredible. Everton, my question for you, I know it's going to be hard, and we're not trying to argue this bullshit take, but I'm going to make you do your best attempt. Let's say the Miami Heat win. Is there a path to victory for them?
So this will transition to my preview of Celtics 1 versus 8 Heat. So as I mentioned, first off, let me get this out of the way. Celtics in 5. There's a bunch of factors. One, like I said, the Celtics have the number 1 offense and number 2 defense versus the Miami Heat having the 21st offense and the 5th best defense. First off, in their matchups during this season, they have gone 3-0 versus the Heat. Now, I know regular season is a bit wishy-washy, but they were able to beat them every time, which is impressive.
But did they beat playoff Jimmy?
I knew somebody would probably say that, which you're not wrong.
That's always their response.
And I kind of don't blame them. But this season, as we mentioned earlier, Jimmy is injured. It's mentioned to be like an MCL injury, right?
Yeah.
An unhealthy Jimmy, I don't know. Like, I know he wasn't fully healthy last season, but that was a different Heat team. In a way, it was kind of different. This season, he's going into the playoffs injured. Like, he got injured later in the playoffs. This season, he's going into the playoffs in the first round injured. And I don't know. And this Heat team, like I said, 21st offense, they're just not good offense. Like, I know their defense makes up for it, but you have a team that's on paper better defensively and astronomically better offensively. So not only will they be able to lock you up, they could score on you. Celtics are too talented for the Heat. I think this time around, I can see the Heat snagging one game, one of those random games, but I'm going to go with Celtics in 5, bro. I don't think this is the year.
Yeah, in all honesty, Everton's a little nicer than I am. Personally, I would have Celtics in 4. It's just because, like, without Jimmy Butler, it's just going to be Bam and Tyler Hero. Tyler's getting double teamed by Drew and Derek White. He might put up a Klay Thompson type stat line.
Yeah.
Like, the Celtics guards, they're going to see Tyler here and be like, oh, that's Coward Green. That's food. We're eating phenomenal.
Oh, that Shannon Sharp clip. This is Brady's oxtail over here.
I'm going to be referencing that quite a lot today because it's my current favorite meme at the moment. I'm just going to keep thinking of different foods to describe players now because that's what the Celtics are going to see, and they're going to feast on that. Like, I don't see a path to victory for the Heat.
No.
And now I'm not trying to talk wild here and say an upset's going to happen, but I do believe the Bulls have a better chance of a victory over the Heat. And let me get into that. Because the Bulls currently at the moment in the past 15 games have the 7th best offense in the NBA, and they have the 23rd defense, which isn't good. But hey, I'll take 7th best offense versus 5th best defense because the Celtics are going to score either way. So you got to counteract that some scoring of your own.
Yeah.
when you look at the Heat and you look at the Bulls, I don't think there's a player that's hotter than Kobe White when you look at both those two teams. And I was looking at some statistics trying to find the way of victory. And that's when I started to realize numbers might lie to you
Mm-hmm.
because the Bulls have allowed the least amount of points in the paint this season. And that's the fakest thing in the world because Nikola Vucevic is the worst defending center I've seen in the world.
Yeah, what
Yeah,
the
fun fact
hell?
of the day. Let me hold on. What's the exact number? Yeah, they allow 45.3 points per game in the paint.
Is it Drummond?
Dude, Drummond be
There's no
playing
way it's
5 minutes a
Drummond.
game. There's no way it's
Yeah,
Drummond.
there ain't no way Drummond's the
Yeah, I think
guy.
it just shows a lot of love to the defenders the Bulls have with like Caruso, Torrey
Mm,
Craig, Io
yeah.
DeSumo, where they can just play that help defense. Because trust me, I've watched enough Vooch pick and rolls this season to know he's not defending that shit. It's not
Yeah.
happening. That's free food. That's cornbread for whatever the Celtics are ready to get a pick and roll going. So I don't really see a path to victory. It's just I think the
Mm.
Bulls can get hotter. I mean, seventh in the offense in the past 15 games. They're finally getting the ball in the hoop, which is huge. It's just the Celtics are phenomenal.
Now, how do you think Kobe's gonna handle a Drew Holiday, Derek White backcourt?
Well, it's just aura, really. That's all he's got to matter. It's just Kobe White's the reincarnation of Michael Jordan, so that's all really gonna matter. Is Kobe White's he's gonna
Uh,
get his no matter what. The Bulls, they're also suffering with injury as well because like Caruso is also fighting into sprain right now, so he's gonna miss the first couple of games. So it's like it's probably wraps. I am gonna say Celtics in 4, but I do think it's more
okay.
likely the Bulls get a game than the Heat do.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'm still
So
sticking with the Heat in 5. Oh, I mean the
whoa,
Celtics in 5.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa. The Celtics in 5. Because I don't know. I just trust the Heat's experience more than the Bulls.
Yeah.
And I trust, okay, one, Kobe White might actually be ended up put in the box. I know you love Kobe, but Derek White and Drew Holiday, bro,
It's not
I
fair.
it's not. And then DeRozan in the playoffs.
Mm.
I mean, I think
Hey,
we're all aware
it
of
only matters when the game's on the line. Besides that, DeRozan could still get you a bucket. But when it actually
true.
matters, he's not getting it.
Let's be honest, back in them Raptors days,
We
DeRozan
we
was a
saw what
little,
LeBron did to him.
and they was nicknaming him DeMar DeFrozen. Insane. Vooch in the playoffs?
The actual booty. Dude, Vooch in the regular season, bro. Like Vooch all
Exactly.
season, shooting 28% from three.
And they're open. Nah, never
Yeah.
mind.
No, they're
Um,
open. They're not even contested. It's messed up.
you just can't shoot, basically. So I don't know, but I trust a Bam, kind of a Tyler Hero. Not really Tyler, because he's gonna be in a box just like Kobe White, so I can't really put that out there. I don't know. There might be some random dude on the Heat. Jaime Jaquez, Caleb Martin, one of them dudes just average 20 for some odd reason or some shit. That always happens. I don't know.
Yeah.
Spo just be got dark magic or something. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I trust one of those Heat players to just randomly get hot and they win a
Mm.
game.
Well, it's not going to happen. Neither of these teams are getting hot. Celtics are advancing in easy fashion. So let's talk
Yeah.
to a series that's going to be a little more competitive in the East. And that's going to
Okay.
be the 4th-ranked Cleveland Cavaliers taking on the 5th-ranked Orlando Magic. With all
Yeah.
due respect, this is a mid-off.
Really? I think it'll be
Yeah.
fun to watch. It's
I don't
mid,
know.
but
It's just,
fun.
it's going to be fun. It's just, wow. This game, no one might score more than like 75 points in a game. There's going to be no, like, if you like offensive basketball, this is not the series for you. But
No.
you old heads that like the grind and the hustle, man, do I have the series for you because it's going to be this one.
This is that Pistons Spurs finals right here.
Yeah. So let's talk it down for the past 15 games. The Cleveland Cavaliers are the 24th in offense, and they're and then the Magic are 19th in offense. But here's the difference because we're gonna talk about how the Cavs have literally exploded. The
Mm-hmm.
Magic, they're at least 9th defense, which is respectable. Top 10,
Yeah.
that's huge. What
Mm-hmm.
do you think the Cavs defensive rating is?
Okay. It must have went down if that's what you're using right now.
I'm not
Did it
gonna
go
comment.
down?
I'm not gonna
Okay.
comment. Just take a guess.
15th? 15th? Oh my. Okay. 28th.
Okay, not that bad, but 26th. Not much better.
I was 2 off. Damn. Okay, wow. Damn, 26?
Yeah, that they've crumbled. That's why I thought this game would be like back and forth, but they have
Ooh.
imploded.
Ooh. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Ouch.
this team has straight up fallen apart.
You know what? It makes sense because Evan Mobley has got dropped like 3 times the past like 2 weeks. So you know what? I believe it.
Yeah,
I believe it.
this team has crumbled, but they've been pretty much great. Or I did record some numbers. This may be the most mid in the world. Like everything is in the 15 to 20 range.
Yeah, like
Like
okay,
let's
so
look at this. So
yeah, go ahead.
15th in 3-point percentage,
Mm,
21st in 3-point percentage allowed, 16th in points in the paint, and then they're 4th in points allowed in the paint though, so they're good there. Then 17th in transition points, 11th in transition defense, 17th in turnovers, 15th in bench rating, and then 7th in defensive rebounding percentage.
That
It's
was the
just
most
mid.
mid
It's just
stat line
mid,
I've ever heard.
which is just crazy because like heading into the season, they had one of my favorite starting fives in the world. I loved
Hmm.
Garland, I loved Mitchell, I loved the addition of Strus, and then Mobley and Allen. And there was a
Yeah.
point in the season where I was like, oh, this is the second best team in the East
Yeah, I
convincingly.
remember you did say
Yeah.
that. I do remember you saying that.
Okay, I wasn't the only one saying this. We're not putting the blame
No,
game
no,
on
no,
me.
no, 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 no.
I would say chill, 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 chill.
No, no, no. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm saying like I do remember you saying that you felt that they were like the second best team in the East. So
Because
I'm
they
not
were looking
hating.
like, yeah, they were. Because
No,
like
they were.
Bruce was looking incredible. Donovan Mitchell at some point, like early in the season, was like an MVP type candidate. He was playing at that
Hmm.
level. And
Yeah.
then when like they lost Mobley and Garland, and then Allen and Mitchell playing out of their minds, and now everybody's back and they suck at the moment.
I
Like
don't get it.
24th in offensive rating and 26th in defensive rating. Oh my
That's like
God.
lottery team bad. If y'all don't know, like
Exactly.
that's lottery team bad, literally.
And now they have to go
Um,
against one of the hottest teams in the NBA, the Orlando Magic.
yeah,
It's a
exactly.
nightmare.
So for the whole season numbers,
Mm.
the Cavs have the 16th best offense and the 7th best defense. And the Magic have the 22nd best offense and the 3rd best defense.
Yeah.
So
I'm
they're
trying to take
just
a break from sports gambling, but like if I was back in the betting game, I'm hammering the under every game. Like it's
yeah.
points are not being scored.
No. So okay, before we get deeper into it, what is your prediction for this series?
Cavs in 7.
I had Cavs in 6.
Yeah, after just completely crapping on them. And it's just gonna come down to this. I just trust Donovan Mitchell in the playoffs. I know this
Yep.
team is flat out imploded, but I just have
Hmm.
more faith in this Cavs team. And like if the Magic get the win here, I'm so happy for them. Statistically
Yeah.
and like logically, they should get it.
Hmm.
I've talked about this multiple times in the playoffs. I think Donovan Mitchell's incredible in the playoffs, and I can't sell him for those Utah teams. And so you
Yeah.
look at this Magic team who's like was just fresh off the lottery last season, and now they're trying to take this big jump. Do I think they can win this? I think this is the most evenly contested series that we're
Mm.
going to see all in the playoffs. It's just I just have more faith in that Cavs team.
There might be one
Just
more
nuts to say.
series. There might be one more series that is close to it. But for my reasoning, one, just a quick reminder, these teams split games this season, so 2-2. But my thing with the Magic, they don't have that true creator. Like I know
Not at
Markel
all.
Fultz is like cool, but let's be honest, still Markel Fultz.
Mm.
I think Paulo is great and so is Franz, but I feel like they have too much on their like plate at times where it's like, all right, it's the Paulo and Franz show. And sometimes I can't get it done in the playoffs. Now, granted, like you said, you trust Donovan Mitchell more. And hey, Donovan Mitchell might have to do that for his own team. But I trust a guy in Donovan Mitchell who's done it multiple times.
Mm.
Like I know he wasn't good last year, but multiple times in the playoffs, Donovan Mitchell has been a riser. And all these dudes on the Magic have never been in the playoffs. You
Mm.
know, this is a very young team. And this isn't a bad thing if the Magic were to lose. They're a young team. They're the underdog. So nobody even expected them to be in this type of position. So all respect to them, but I think they're a first round exit. And that's okay. Moving
Mm.
forward, they might be, hey, it's gonna be Magic. I don't hear much people talk about their young core, but there's a little bit of a young core
Yeah.
there. And then the last thing I want to say is I know you mentioned the defense, but I still trust that Cavs twin tower.
Yeah.
Of Mobley and Allen, especially for a guy like Paulo, who he has opened up his game a bit more, but let's be honest, he is more of a slasher, if I'm not mistaken. And having those two dudes down there, it could get a little tough for Paulo in
Mm.
that paint area. So I'm gonna roll with the Cavs because of that too.
Yeah. And here's the two big things. Everton kind of touched on it throughout his talk, but I want to add on to it more. Is just the Magic,
Yeah.
first off, they don't have a true point guard, and it really shows with the statistics. 24th in turnovers a game and 26th in transition points. They don't have a guy that can make those key passes when they need it. And on
No.
top of that, this team can't shoot. Like I'm still hearing like, should the
Oh,
Magic sign Klay Thompson this offseason? Fuck
yeah.
no. Oh my God. If they spend the bag on Klay Thompson, my heart will shatter into pieces. That'd be the worst thing to ever happen. They need prime Klay Thompson. They can get that, but like,
Yeah.
but yeah, when it comes to shooting, 24th in 3-point percentage, and they're 8th in points in the paint. So that's going to be their way to get the victory. But when you have
Hmm.
Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen waiting for you, that's a disaster. So I
Exactly.
just think stylistically, it's a defensive war, but the Cavs defense fits this series more. If the Magic win this, I will not be surprised at all. They're the team I really
No.
wanted to pick because, like, when it looks at the numbers and like how the season's ended, it just makes sense to pick the Magic. But
Mhm.
sometimes you just gotta trust your gut, and that's literally all I'm rolling with. It's just I know I can trust Donovan Mitchell and these guys.
Yeah, I mean, look, when you have a series so close like this, you kind of have to put into consideration who's the best player in the series, and Donovan Mitchell is easily the best player in the series. Like, I don't think anybody
Mm,
will argue that.
no.
And sometimes that's a deciding factor. Having that guy who's your best player, a guy who's fringing top 15, or a guy who's he's probably top 30, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm rolling with the top 15 guy.
Yeah, and I like that. But speaking about needing your top guy, we're going to try advance to the 3 versus 6, where the Milwaukee Bucks are going against the Indiana Pacers. One of the most heated regular season series, but no Giannis for who knows how long. And we talk about the Cavs shit in the bed to end the season. Oh my God, what is going on in Milwaukee?
Hmm. Now maybe we're biased because we went to that Bucks game, but
No, 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 no. I'm not even blaming it on that Grizzlies game. This
dog,
has been a disaster.
it has,
Yeah,
honestly.
absolute dumpster fire. And instead of calling, like a fire truck to put it out, they called Doc Rivers. Like this is a crap show and a half.
Oh, oh
Last
my
15th
God.
game, 17th offensive rating, 17th defensive rating. Mid. And now you're going a series against a hot Pacers team without your star player. The only guy that was hooping against Indiana will not be there.
Yeah. Oh man, this is one of those series that it really depends on one thing.
Mm,
It depends on Giannis, honestly. Like either he's gonna play and be healthy, or he's not gonna play.
yeah.
So
Well,
what's your prediction? Or do you want to get deeper into the
do,
numbers
no, do, do
first?
you hear do you hear some Everton? Am I
No, I don't
hearing
hear that.
are you not hearing the upset alarm? Because it's
Oh.
ringing in full effect. Pacers in 6.
Pacers in 6. Ah, man. See, here's the thing, right? Now let me read off the numbers because I have to keep doing that. For the whole season, obviously, the Bucks had the sixth best offense, and the Pacers had the second best offense. The Bucks had the 19th best defense, and the Pacers had the 24th best defense. So clearly, these two teams are scoring teams and can't defend for shit. Um, Here's a big thing for me. Why I said it depends on if Giannis plays and he's like 90 to 100%. I have the Bucks in 6. That's how much of impact I think Giannis brings. Well, obviously, he's like the second best player in the league. So, of course, he
Third.
has a big impact. Yeah, this guy. I forgot.
Mhm.
Third to this guy. Second to
Uh,
me, though. But a top three, top three, top three.
yeah, top 3.
We can agree.
Definitely 100% top 3.
Top three, right? So, when it comes to Giannis, he's that much of a swing in this type of series. So if he plays, I have Bucks in 6. If he doesn't play, Pacers in 6 might almost be generous because let me tell you why. Dame. If Dame does not play up to par, how the hell will the Bucks win a game? Like the only reason why why even give the Bucks a chance, even with Giannis, is because Tyrese has been kind of, I know he's
little
playing,
ropey.
like the diamond test is coming out, but I'm not calling him a fraud because I know it's
Mm,
been injuries really what slowed him down. So, but if he's not playing up to that, because when he was playing at that level, I would have picked the Pacers in like
yeah,
easier, but. Nonetheless, obviously during the season, the Pacers beat them 4 games to 1,
yeah.
which is literally a series, like literally,
Mhm.
right? And yeah, I just don't trust the Bucks without Giannis. One defensively, oh my God. Without Giannis, hey, this is
Bad.
Braves oxtail over here. Like, that's how that is. And then you got Dame guarding Reese, brother.
Oh
Or
man, in
Patrick
Christ,
Beverly. I mean, Patrick Beverly's a
brother.
good defender, but
Mm,
okay. And Siakam, he's another guy with no
mm,
Giannis. Come on,
reps.
right?
And so, me and Everton, we went to the Bucks Grizzlies game, okay, and I saw them have Brooke Lopez defending the paint against Jaren Jackson, and Jaren Jackson feasted. Now they're going against the #1 points in a paint team this season without
Oh,
Giannis. Oh my God. Oh
yeah.
my God. And then here's another. This one's crazy to me. This number, okay. So the
Mm,
Pacers. This isn't the number. Let me elaborate more on for this before because the first number is gonna be obvious. The Pacers
okay.
have the worst paint defense in the NBA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa, whoop-de-doo. We
Yeah.
knew that.
But with Giannis, the Bucks were 26 in points in the paint. Giannis might have got all the points. So the
He
Pacers.
definitely has all the points.
Yeah. So the Pacers, one big defense or flaw they have on defense, the Bucks won't even be able to capitalize on because there's no Giannis. Like Who's threatening him in the paint? Bobby Portis? Is that gonna be their biggest threat this game?
Nah, they can't. Like Bobby's really more of a perimeter guy because
Yeah.
he shoots a lot of threes. Really.
So what does this team do? Now they're going against the fourth best transition offense in the NBA as well.
Yeah.
Team's also efficient with the ball, even though they're so pass heavy. They're only
Mhm.
ninth in the league in turnovers, so they're still top 10 in keeping it safe.
Reese, I'm telling you, it's the
Yeah.
Tyrese effect, really.
So literally, like I know it's crazy to say, like it shouldn't be this hard to think of a way of victory for a third seed to a sixth seed. What do the Bucks do without Giannis?
Oh,
What is the path to victory?
we're also forgetting Doc Rivers is their head coach. And
I
that
feel
might
so
be one of the
stupid,
biggest factors.
stupid.
That
How
might
can I
be the
forget the biggest
biggest
thing?
factor.
Mm.
His lack of adjustments. The Pacers might do some stuff, and he's gonna be like, "Let's keep running, keep running,
Yeah,
keep
we'll
like
get it.
like with the Grizzlies game we went to.
That was so bad.
Me and Joey were sitting there watching Jaren Jackson just feast in the paint against Brook Lopez. And what did Doc Rivers do? Bro, keep guarding him, keep guarding him.
Mhm.
Why? He just scored 4 times in a row doing a spin move.
Yeah, same
That's
spin
Jaren
move as
Jackson's
well.
spin move. And what is Pascal Siakam known for?
Oh my God, that's huge.
Spin moves. That's all
Yeah.
he does. Obviously not all he does, but like when
That's
you
his
think of
bag.
Siakam, all you're thinking is spin move. Oh,
Mhm.
spin move, bro. So if Giannis is not playing, the Bucks are cooked. If
Yeah,
he's
it's
playing,
over.
I'll give them a chance. Giannis is that much of a swing in this series. Like literally everything he
Huge.
brings can switch the whole series around. But if he's not playing, bro,
The Bucks are
especially since
jambalaya. Yeah, the Bucks will be jambalaya if Giannis isn't playing. Like,
exactly. So we're gonna operate with the impression that Giannis isn't playing because of the type of injury he has. Like that's borderline Achilles injury that he has. Like
mhm.
board teetering on it. And I don't think Giannis is one of those dudes who can be like a KD and kind of come back because KD's a shooter. But
Yeah.
Giannis's game is athletic based, so it'll be a little tougher. So I'm gonna pick Pacers in 6 because I'm gonna assume Giannis doesn't play much of this series.
Mm.
Like he might play later on in the series, but I feel like by then it might be kind of cooked. So I'm gonna roll with Pacers here.
So me and Everton are 3 for 3 so far with the same predictions, seeing it the same in the East, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
Everton, I'm gonna ask a quick question before we move on.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be back-to-back seasons of the Bucks going out in the first round potentially. What happens
Mhm.
this offseason?
So that's the biggest thing, right? Because of the money they have tied to a lot of these players, there really isn't much other room to like move around. Like you can't just trade Dame. That really wouldn't make sense. Let's just be honest. Like
Mhm.
as much as it's like, oh, he didn't perform at the standards, you literally just traded for him. So you're gonna get less of what like for what you gave up, you're gonna get less in return because he's gonna be 1 year older than he was last year, and he's shown that he's not at the same in a way, right? So if you were to try to force yourself to trade him, you ain't getting much in return compared to what you gave up. That's one. Two, Chris Middleton. And honestly, I just realized we didn't even mention Chris Middleton throughout this whole thing,
He's
but
forgettable.
his name does have mid in it.
Yeah.
No hate. I do like Chris Middleton, but come on, buddy.
Yeah, be
He's not
serious.
the same anymore. Like this is maybe a few years ago when he was an all-star. Okay, we're having a conversation, but he's been through some injuries and he's clearly not the same Chris Middleton. And he's gonna be a year older. And yeah, he has a 3-year contract. You can't really trade him either. Because again, basically what I'm trying to say is all their guys are gonna be a year older and they're not a young team. So let's just get that out the way as
Yeah, how
well.
old's Brook Lopez? Like
He's like 36. So you're gonna just roll with Brook Lopez because he ain't going nowhere. If you trade Brook Lopez, what are you gonna get in return? Nothing really. So at the end of the day, they're gonna have to kind of roll with this team they have because they can't really do much in terms of movement unless they trade a guy like Bobby Portis. But
how much you get in return for Bobby?
exactly, like I
Like
mean,
a
look,
pick?
and what is that really gonna do for you?
Yeah.
Like realistically. So especially for a winning team, the team that's trying to win it all, a pick isn't really going to move mountains for you unless you get some top pick. But ain't no team dumb enough to trade a top pick for Bobby Portis. No hate to my guy, that's my twin, but come on now.
Yeah. I never thought I'd say this sentence where a team led by Giannis is in eternal hell right now because this Bucks team is in a hard spot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
because they don't even have future picks, do they? Like,
nope,
are
they
they all
traded those
gone?
away.
Exactly.
Those are gone.
Yeah. Exactly.
But speaking of heart situations, I've been a New York Knicks believer this whole season. And I don't think you could have got a harder 7 seed than the Philadelphia 76ers. This is going to be
Yeah.
a fun series. Everton, before we dive into it, what's your prediction?
You know what? I feel like we're gonna have the same answer in terms of who we pick,
Uh-huh.
but the games might be different. This is a very scorcher take. I got Knicks in 5, bro.
Ooh, you're nicer than I am. Oh my God. I'm the Knicks believer too. I can't believe this.
What do you have?
I have Knicks in 7.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for the 76ers team with Embiid back.
Shit, I don't. I don't. I definitely don't. Okay. Well, we have the same team, but you got
Yeah.
him in 7. Okay.
Yeah, it's just so a little bit of rundown past 15 games. The Knicks are third in offensive rating compared to the 76ers 13th. And then the Knicks, surprising, 18th defensive rating compared to the 76ers 8th. Just yeah,
Okay. I mean, OG was kind of out because how many of
yeah,
those games did OG play?
not a lot. OG just got back into it. So that's why it's a little fake, but it's past 15 games. Just a quick
And
little
Mitchell
rundown.
Robinson too?
I think he's be coming off the bench. Hartenstein's been too hot.
He has been. He has been. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So this Knicks team is the grittiest in the world. Like they're
Mhm.
first in offensive rebounds. They're best in the league. Or no, 15th. Well, I can't read. They're 15th at turnover, so I don't really turn it over too much. And then everything else,
Mhm.
like it's kind of average, 14 3-point percentage, 17 3-point percentage allowed, 19 points in the paint, 6 points in the paint allowed. You kind of know what you're gonna get with this team is Jalen Brunson's gonna score the ball and everyone's gonna defend their fucking ass off.
Yeah, pretty
And yeah,
much.
this team is hustle players, but the 76ers, they don't really allow much to happen. Like they get all their defensive rebounds. They're ninth in the league at it.
Hmm.
14 points in the paint, 18 3-point percentage. Like so you get two kind of like averages offenses, don't do much and they don't do much in transition, but the 76ers a lot safer with the ball, second in the league in turnovers, which is 12 per
Mm.
game. And
Okay.
both teams have a good bench. 76ers have the sixth best rated bench according to NBA.com with a 1.8 rating. And then the
Yeah.
Knicks with 11th with a 0.8. So
Mm.
I think the series is so 50-50, especially with the 76ers having the better star in Joel Embiid. And this is coming from the New York Knicks dick rider the whole season. So I think that's saying a lot for how much respect I have for the Sixers. I just
Hmm.
think the Knicks, they're defensive dogs, man. Like
All right.
they're hustlers.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm
So
gonna give
Everton,
you
why are you
three
not showing
numbers.
respect?
So I'm gonna give you three numbers before I tell you why.
Okay.
One, this is all season numbers because I know you're more of the past 15 games, so I just still want to give the people
Okay.
the knowledge of the whole season. So, hey, you know,
Quick thing. It's just
okay.
my offensive rating and defensive rating are the past 15 games. Everything else is the whole season.
I mean, yeah, that's what I meant. The off
You
because
got
I
me.
do
Just want to
offensive
make sure.
defense rating.
Okay. Just want to make sure that was clear.
Yeah. I got you. So for the whole season, the Knicks have the seventh best offense and the ninth best defense. And then for I know, right? The Sixers, they have the 14th best offense and the 11th best defense. Now, obviously, take into account Joel Embiid was out for a big portion of the season. So those numbers probably looked different when he was on the court. Cool. And the last thing, the Knicks were 3-1 versus Sixers this season.
They
All right.
did cook.
So, all right. So those are my numbers. Here's the reason why I don't respect the Sixers. First off, and I'm gonna also tell you why I think the Knicks will win after I tell you why I don't respect the Sixers.
Mhm.
One, the Sixers have never given me a reason to respect them.
That is
This is a
true.
team that's had some very talented rosters and haven't even sniffed the conference finals,
Hmm.
right? That's my first thing. Secondly, Joel Embiid. That's my second point. Joel Embiid is why I don't. Now, I like Joel Embiid. I think he's a phenomenal player. He has done nothing for me to think he can do something in the playoffs.
Hmm.
Now, I know he's usually not healthy, but that's a part of the problem. He's always going into the playoffs unhealthy,
Hmm.
right? And that's always going to make him play lower than he does in the regular season, right? Because regular season, Joel Embiid, 35 and 13, bro. Like
Uh-huh.
you got it. But in the playoffs, if you're gonna have to come into the playoffs hobbled, I don't trust you. And we saw it in playing game last night. What did he do? When the moment was bright, he stunk,
Hey, chill,
right?
chill, chill. My boy was back in the fourth quarter. He's had a rough first three, which I know you
And
can't
that's
do
when it's
every
gonna
series, but
that's what's gonna matter though, those first three. And that's my second point. My third point, while like you said, the Sixers do have a solid bench in terms of like the numbers, who's on that bench?
let me get my bag. Let me get my bag. First off, I want to come straight to my head is Nicholas Batum. Boy had a field
Yeah.
day. Loki underrated 3 and D player.
Yeah, of course.
Is D'Anthony Melton still there?
Is he? I feel like he got traded, but I don't know.
Let me do some investigative research, but keep cooking.
Okay, so their bench, while they might have a nice bench rating, I don't know how much. Oh, Kyle Lowry, does he start? He might start,
Kyle Lowry's
but
starting at the moment, but
yeah, okay.
oh yeah, Buddy Healed off the bench. Batum,
That's who it
Paul
was.
Reed, dude, Paul Reed's a
Oh,
dog, and D'Anthony Melton still is there.
he is still there. Okay, so you know what? Okay, so but those are cool names. Who are on the Knicks bench?
I got this. So we got Bogdanovich, Miles
Mm-hmm.
McBride. Don't let Tyler be in the crowd. Don't let
No.
Tyler be in the crowd for those
Ex-
games.
exactly. Okay.
And
Mm-hmm.
then what? Alec Burks, Mitchell
Okay.
Robinson, who's not healthy.
He's still Mitchell Robinson though. He can block
Still
them
is Mitchell
shots,
Robinson, but
right?
not when fully healthy, and not when it's playoff basketball and Tom Thibodeau's only gonna play 6 players the whole game.
Yeah, I
We're
forgot
not
it
we're
was
not even
Tom.
sniffing this bench in the playoffs. You hilarious
You're
if we're even
right.
having this debate.
I forgot. Okay, so here's my last thing, and this is why I think the Knicks will come out on top. I don't hate this guy, by the way. Julius Randle's not playing.
But no, that's bogus. That's bogus. Nah, I hate Julius Randle too. That's bogus. We're not having a Julius Randle injury be the pro. Because I
Look,
actually think I think there's a downside. And can I tell you why?
of course there's a downside, but go ahead.
Yeah, because so first off, I think OG Anunoby is an incredible defender, but it's
Hmm.
perimeter defender. They're gonna need him in the paint to help out with this Joel Embiid post up, and that's not OG's game at all. So I think
Mm.
you need the size of Randall in a game like this, and I don't think the Knicks have that at the power forward position. So I think while we had Randall in all these other games, I think Embiid just having more one-on-ones, I think it's gonna be huge for him. And what didn't happen in those previous games is Tyrese Maxey wasn't getting like first player minutes for like 20, 30 games. So now
Hmm.
Tyrese Maxey's going to be prepared for these more intense defenses, and Joel Embiid's in a better position. I still am taking the Knicks. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
say I think the 76ers have more of a shot than we're giving them credit for.
I'm not mad. Like I said, I'm not gonna call myself a Sixers hater because I far from hate them, but people ask me every year, oh, I think the Sixers this might be the year. I'm always like, no, dude,
Oh, it's
it's
not the
not.
year. It's not.
And then it ends up playing out how I say it will. So maybe Knicks in 5 is a little ambitious. Maybe I'm not
Mhm.
respecting the Sixers enough, but I don't know. I just don't trust, especially with with Embiid being unhealthy. I just don't trust it because he's the biggest thing. Like if he's playing up to regular season MVP Joel Embiid,
Mhm.
we can have some uncomfortable conversations. But if he's playing like playoff Joel Embiid that we've been seeing for the past his whole career, I don't really see how much they can do in that situation. So
Well,
yeah.
I am still rooting for a Knicks win. We'll talk more about that later.
Thank you so much for tuning into this segment of the 5 Out Podcast. I am Joey the Master LeMaster, and me and Everton are so thankful for your guys' support. If you want to keep supporting us, please check out the full podcast on Spotify and follow our TikTok account. Both of those will be in the bio, and make sure to leave a like and stay smooth.